Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about how to make your life more flourishing. You can look on it as the process of manifestation. You can look on it as a creative way of living where you stop allowing outside forces to dictate your decisions, feelings, and thoughts, and rather become the captain of your ship. You know, by concentrating on what you don't have, you start neglecting the talents that you do have. And when you want to make your life more flourishing, you really need to stop looking at the things that are not present in your life yet. Why? Because you will always feel the lack of them. And when you feel the lack of them, you will feel like something is missing in your life. And when you feel like something is missing in your life, you don't feel whole, you don't feel complete. You will feel like you're in a competition. You will feel like you have to compare yourself with someone. You will feel like the universe doesn't support you. You will feel like things are working against you. Those are all lies. Those are all lies. Look, a long time ago, I've read something that really hit me. I've read, the ego tries to convince us that we are empty and we need something to feel love, success, and happiness. Our true self requires nothing to feel complete. So needing is a state of ego. Needing is a state of this hurt self that wants to prove others something so you would be enough. How many times you want to prove something to others so you would be enough? I want to remind you of something very powerful today. Something very powerful that will change your life. Charles Bukowski said, "Some lose all mind and become soul, insane. Some lose all soul and become mind, intellectual. Some lose both and become accepted." Powerful, right? If you want to lose your soul and your mind, you will always be accepted in this society. Because you will adapt to such a degree to others that you will lose yourself in this process. So if you want to make your life really, really flourishing, you need to ask yourself what flourishing means to you. So that's something I often say to you. It's not really my idea. I've learned that from Aristotle, who said that the highest form of life of a human being is to flourish, to master his virtues, to become a good character, to sharpen his skills, his talents, his capabilities. So he has something to offer to the world, so collectively we can rise, collectively we can grow. So this is a form of flourishing, but it's not like some general law, like this is what you have to do. It's more of an inner discovery. The thing is, you've been born with talents, but it's not necessary that you will become good with them. Just few people actually discover them, notice them, and do something with them. If you want to make your life flourishing, if you want to make more money in your life, if you want to feel more free in your life, if you want to feel more prosperous, abundant, and happy, you have to nourish this. Because if your job is not allowing you to shine, if your job, like any job that you have, that whatever you do for money, for example, if it is not allowing you to shine, to really be who you are, if it is not allowing you to grow, to evolve, at some point it will feel like a burden. It will start slowing you down. It doesn't mean you should just quit it and you should start, working, like initiating your dream project. It just means to bring awareness around what are really the things that make you feel alive. What are the things that you feel like you've been born for this? And it also doesn't mean you should just know right now immediately all of that. No, you actually don't need to know clearly around that. Like, you don't need to have perfect clarity around this. What you need to know is, what are you valuing? Because values are deeply, this sense of what you're valuing comes from your soul. That's how you become more aware with all these inner senses, like what you truly want and what are your natural skills, like what are you valuing in your life. I always knew for myself, I'm valuing a lot of peace, and I will tell you how it's connected with my natural talents. I value peace. Why? Because I don't like to be disturbed by meaningless things. Why? So I can think clearly. Why? Because by nature I'm very creative, and in my imagination I'm often forming concepts and pictures. I'm a painter, so often when I'm alone I'm writing and drawing and painting and putting together concepts that can be helpful for others. That's why I'm valuing peace. I'm also valuing peace because it helps me to hear my intuition better, right? I was intuitive by nature. I always felt connected. I always felt sensitive to energies. That's how I can allow life to speak through me. I felt like that, so I'm valuing peace because it helps me to be in my nature. It helps me to nourish my natural talents. But then, what do I want? Having clarity around what you want is a bit different. Because I've recognized, even if my nature is to be creative, to be intuitive, to be very, sensitive to great ideas and also to bad ideas, I need to know what I want to do with that. So I've recognized I need discipline, right? If I want to make paintings, if I want to become good at painting, if I want to become good at making messages for all of you, to help all of you, I need to do a lot of this. And to do these things, I need to recognize what will I stop doing, right? Discipline is more, it's not like just forcing yourself into doing something. It's just consciously choosing what will you do in exchange for what you've been doing before. Like if you've been wasting a lot of time before, discipline says, no, I don't want to waste my time anymore. I want to invest my time. So where will I invest my time? Every time I have a free time, what am I doing? Am I, scrolling on social media, or am I reading books? It's constructive versus destructive way of using your time, right? What do you want? So having clarity around your values, around your wants, and around what are you seeking. Are you seeking growth? Are you seeking evolution? Are you seeking expansion? Are you seeking adventure? Are you seeking playfulness and joy and more life and truth and deeper connection with universe or God or whatever? When you have clarity around what do you want, what are you valuing, and what are you seeking, it will introduce you closer to your inner nature. And then, when you become more aware of it, just keep living your life. Because on your journey, the right things will eventually unfold for you. And they will introduce you to everything you need to know so your nature can expand. Why? Because there's a law in this universe. A law in this universe says nothing is created without a purpose. So universe doesn't waste energy on anything, and that should make you feel grateful and proud a little bit, because it didn't wasted energy on you. You're here on purpose. You're here on purpose. See, the matrix system has distracted you from thinking about this. So you would feel not good enough, so you would feel like something is missing, so you would look externally to fill up these holes that are not even missing. It's the illusion of your ego saying you need something to feel whole, while all you truly need is to recognize that wholeness is experienced when you do something that nourishes it, right? What nourishes my wholeness? Creativity. What nourishes my wholeness as well is helping others to heal, helping others to see a life from a different perspective, connecting the dots. That's what is nourishing my wholeness. And because I've noticed I want to become very, very good at it because I want to help many, many people with that. I also found a way to make a living out of this. So I've noticed if I want to make a living with what I love to do, I need to recognize what can I offer to the world, what can I offer to others, because there's another law in this universe that says law of exchange. When you give more, you receive more. When you provide more value, you receive more valuable things, whatever is the most needed at any situation in your life. This is very important to know, because ego says, I just want more money right now so I can buy this car that I really want. But your soul says, look, you can have any kind of a car you want, but firstly, you need to give something valuable to others. Then you will be able to get anything you want for yourself. Because it truly doesn't matter, you know, this materialistic lifestyle, there's nothing wrong with it. But if your goal is only to expand your materialistic lifestyle, then you kind of waste your energy. Right? You haven't come here just to enjoy this. You've come here to collaborate in the exchange of energy. That's why when you find something very fulfilling, when you really notice your nature, your talents, your gifts, it becomes so much more meaningful than just enjoying the materialistic life. Sure, it doesn't mean, look, I love it. I love great things. Some years ago, I bought myself my dream car. Then I've sold it and I bought a camper van. So I love these things. But it never brings me a fulfillment that working and doing what I'm doing brings to me. So the point is that we notice what really, you know, what makes your soul on fire, what really helps you to flourish, what allows you to be yourself, and do less of what doesn't allow you to be yourself. It requires from you to face with your darkness and to notice that facing with your pain actually brings rewards, while only focusing on pain brings more pain. Also know that never take advice from people who are not where you want to be. Many of you may be surrounded with many people who are not where you want to be, right? Many people will be smart on you. Many people will say to you what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and what is worthy of doing and what is not worthy of doing. Find mentors for yourself, or coaches, or teachers, or masters, mystics, whoever, that will actually help you to guide yourself. Not those who will tell you what you need, but those who will help you so you can recognize what you need. Those who will teach you how you can know for yourself. Not those who will just say, yeah, your higher self said this to you. Trust those who are teaching you how you can discover the truth within yourself. This will be the most helpful when it comes to making your life flourishing, because it makes you independent, right? You're not depending on others, therefore you can live without any advices, without any influences from your external world. That's how you become independent. When you become independent, you live on your own terms, you live by your own rules. And when you are living by your own rules, well, you are creating your destiny, right? So it doesn't happen just out of nowhere. It happens through consistent practice. But you can't practice what you don't have goals and visions for, right? So not having goals and vision will take you to similar cycles you have just been through. So goals, and I often say to you, have a vision for the future, there's a depth to it. There's a great depth to it, because it doesn't just say have some random goals. These goals need to be very, very meaningful to you. Like, for example, I'm making these daily videos not because I want to grow views on my channel. If that would be a goal, I would burn out. If I would make it for money, I would burn out because it's not really fulfilling. You know, once science says, once people have enough money for all their needs, money is not a motivation anymore, right? There needs to be something deeper. So, of course, if you're struggling with finances, have financial goals. If you're struggling with anything like in relationships, make this kind of goals. So you raise yourself beyond survival. But at some point you will come to the point where it will not motivating you anymore. It will not be like a drive, a source of drive for you anymore. Then you need something greater. You need like something that strengthens you as a person, something that makes you a greater character in this world, something that helps you to work on your weaknesses. Like, how can you become more courageous? How can you become more kind? How can you become more passionate? How can you become maybe more positive? How can you become better at dealing with your flaws and dealing with your unpleasant emotions and dealing with anything that right now may feel like it is holding you back? So you set goals so you can expand, as a character. Aristotle said our various activities create our character traits, which means that our personality is not really formed by birth, like you've been born like this. It's actually formed through conditioning until you become independent and you start conditioning yourself. So at some point you need to awaken to the realization, I am conditioning myself. If I am lacking courage, then to become more courageous is to practice courageous deeds, right? What are courageous people doing? And can I apply more of it? When you're lacking consistency or motivation, what are people doing that are very consistent? Are they just born being consistent, or they have found a secret tool, like a certain way to build new habits, right? Like starting very small. Let's say you're completely lacking consistency. What can help you? Well, if you said every single day, I will do 5 minutes of workout and 5 minutes of meditation and 5 minutes of reading or journaling, just 5 minutes, do it for 1 month. It's easy. If 5 minutes is too much, go on 2 minutes. What's the point? You may say, well, it will not create any results, I will not lose any weight. Doesn't matter. You will notice you can stick to it because it's not too big. Sometimes people set too high goals without knowing how to reach them and they quit because it becomes overwhelming. If you want to flourish in your life, you need to make small steps. Small steps will create big results eventually because you're sticking to them. So after 1 month or maybe after 2 weeks, noticing you're being consistent with it, expand it on 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. You see, that's the secret. That's the secret. That's how you build momentum. So if you want to flourish in life, you also need to recognize it all comes to how you see yourself. It all comes to how you're thinking about yourself. What kind of ideas are defining you? The quantum law says, an active observer always creates something that is possible to see. So observation is actually creating a reality. The way you observe yourself, the way you see yourself, the way you think about yourself is actually creating yourself. So when you stay defined by an idea like I'm not a motivated person, it will be so much harder to be motivated than saying to yourself like I'm very proud of myself, that I am becoming more motivated. Like if you start writing down I'm so proud of myself that I am becoming more motivated, it will be so much easier to work on it than if you say I am not a motivated person. It's your identity, right? An identity is shaped by clarity over the words that were unaware before and changing them, shifting them. Most of your identity is completely unconscious, but observing your behaviors can help you to make it more conscious and eventually shape it into more, prosperous one, more ideal one. Your real identity is God. This is your real identity. Perfect God DNA, perfect soul being. This is your real identity. Everything else is mental, it's ego, it's habituation, it's programming, it's conditioning, right? When I say to you, focus more on unconditional you, what I mean by that, I mean focus on the part of you that is eternal. We find it in quietness, we find it in passions, we find it when we do something that's very, very meaningful, that puts our soul on fire. We get in touch with the eternal part of us, because time doesn't exist there. We lose the sense of time. We get into the flow state. That's what will make your life flourishing. Noticing your unconditional self and start living more from there. What does it mean? Well, more frequently do the things that are making you really, really flowy, like that feels like flow, that feels like time doesn't exist when I'm doing this, that feels like I lose my mind when I'm doing it. This is the flow state. Often it's just important to let go of expectations, let go of the wanting results you want to see with it, and just do it, right? Distractions are often killing your wanting manifestations, because they're manipulating your focus, your attention, the way you're investing your energy. If you take care of your inner and outer distractions, you will be able to invest your energy so much more wisely. So what are inner distractions? Inner distractions are impulses you feel like. I need to check my phone, I need to check my notifications, I need to check my emails, I need to grab some sugar, I need to do this, I need to call that person. Those are inner distractions. So I've learned to manage them the way that I have time for this. Like I have time when I'm checking my phone and notifications and emails and that. And I have time when I'm not doing that. When my impulses, I just, relax myself. Like I will do it when I have time for it. It's very important that you learn to kinda set boundaries. This is my time and this is time for working. This is my time and this is the time for me being with other people. This is my time and this is the time for me checking my phone, and things like that, right? Internal impulses are a very great distraction if they're not, in control. Then external distractions are everything that comes from your outer world. If it's not, if it is distracting you from your goals, then you should take care of it. You should also set some boundaries, some time boundaries, like for the next 3 hours, don't bother me. I don't exist for you because I'm creating, because I'm working. Turn your phone off or whatever you have to do, right? Distractions are killers of what you want to create in your life. They are robbing you from energy. So, my friends, if you want to create a flourishing life for yourself, you need to flourish. And for you to flourish, you see, there's many things you can actually take care of. Like, for example, if you want to experience more energy in your life, take care of this holy trinity of mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. There's so much you can do. You see, what you eat becomes you. What you think becomes you. How you're treating yourself, you become. When you're so hard on yourself, when you're lazy on yourself, when you're procrastinating on certain healthy things, you become a lazy person. You become unhealthy, right? So changing that is not easy because most probably it became a habit if that's the fact for you. But breaking a habit is also not easy because it's so unpleasant. So people are afraid of what's unpleasant. There's nothing to be afraid of when you understand that pattern just needs to be broken. Like, if it doesn't help you to grow, you should let go of it. Doesn't matter how painful it may be. If it doesn't help you to grow, if it doesn't help you to be a better version of yourself, it doesn't help you to flourish, you should eventually let go of it. That's what nature is doing. It's not always pleasant. Sometimes you need to let go of certain people. It's not easy. What really helps you is to sometimes separate yourself, move yourself out of your known life, go to travel, visit some new places, do something scary. It will help you to break the old story, and soon you will notice that you've been just living in a certain story. Story is like a prison. It's made out of expectations, out of beliefs, out of thoughts, out of false ideas. And you don't even know you are in the prison until you get out of it and you look at it objectively and you see, oh, was I really thinking like that? Right? So if you want to flourish in your life, do more of what makes you feel flourishing. Organize your life the way that you will have more time for what makes you flourish. Alright? So, what are you valuing? What do you want? What do you seek? Have clarity around this. Take time with that. And you will see a big change will happen in your life. Huge shifts will start happening in your favor. A whole new era is opening up for you. Like the video I've shared with you before, check it out. So much is opening up for you, coming into your life. Sometimes we just need to, go to higher places, like into the mountains, somewhere higher, and then look down to where you used to be, to see that actually in life, everything is connected. You were not so stuck as you thought you are. You were just thinking too limitedly. When you go somewhere higher, you see all roads connect, all rivers go into the ocean. Everything has its purpose. And nothing is separated. One event is only leading you into another and into another and into another until you realize that everything needed to happen exactly as it happened for you to experience what you always wanted. So know this, my friend, that everything right at this moment is truly falling into place for you. Let go of the worry. Let go of the worry. And find trust in action. Like, don't trust in the results that they will find you. Trust that your actions are making the right results. And that there is a force in life that supports you. That God moves through you. Universe speaks through you. All the natural alignments. See, if you look at the galaxies and how everything is moving, the atoms and cellular structures and everything seems so perfect in nature. You haven't come that far in your evolution to worry how the next moment will come to fruition. You're so much greater than that. Find this greatness within you, my friend. I hope you found great value in today's video. I will leave you here, so have a magnificent day, playful day, enjoy your life, my friend, and till next time, one love. Hey my friends, I hope you've enjoyed in today's video. I want to remind you that we've just opened a fresh new store called AttractPassion.com, where you can find all of my work. Original paintings, you can find prints of all of my art in different sizes, so go there and check it out, AttractPassion.com. If you will use the code PASSION15, you will get 15 off onto your first order. So go there and check it out. And to anyone who would love to work with me one-on-one, I'm offering one-on-one coaching. We have some free spots once again. You can go and check out the link in the description of this video where you can find everything there. So go and check it out. If you would like to do something with the inspiration that you feel right now, it will help you so much to transform your life. I want you to do something with it. If you feel inspired, you have to do something with it. So my friends, till next time, one love.